Good evening and welcome, and thank you for being part of this very special event. My name is Jeff Frick, and I'm the Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean of the College. It's my privilege, as part of my responsibility working with the talented people who shape our academic programs at W&J, to recognize your extraordinary and sustained academic achievement. We're here this evening to honor and celebrate those W&J students who have earned the distinction of being Alpha Scholars and Beta Scholars. Such distinction comes from your academic achievement during the 2022-2023 academic year, and for those who are juniors and seniors, also for continuing your achievement from past years. Let me remind us all of the criteria for these honors. At the end of each academic year, students, except graduating seniors who have earned a cumulative grade point average of 3.85 or higher, are designated as Alpha Scholars. Students attaining a cumulative grade point average of 3.7 or higher, but less than 3.85, are designated as Beta Scholars. To achieve Alpha or Beta status, students must have taken a minimum of 7 graded courses at W&J during the year. Therefore, a student may have an outstanding semester and be eligible for the Dean's List, but these students must maintain these high standards and grade point averages throughout their academic career to retain these honors. As we begin the recognition of our scholars, it is now my pleasure to introduce Mike McCracken.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Mike McCracken, and I am an Associate Dean for Academic Affairs and also a Professor of Physics. It's my pleasure to be able to recognize all of you and your academic achievements this evening. Each of you is a shining example of the time, self-discipline, and devotion required to maintain the high academic standards held by W&J since its very beginning, and we honor you tonight. We wish now to recognize the senior Alpha Scholars. Alpha Scholars, please come forward to Dean Cook when your name is called. If you are comfortable with the handshake, please extend your hand when receiving your award. Please hold your applause until the last senior Alpha Scholar is named. Ready to roll? Connor Adams. Ian Bachman. Natalie Black. Cassandra Carr. Ryan Kokenauer. Kayla Doherty. Madeline Dietrich. Joseph Figura. Abigail Fulham. McKenna Gallagher. Brendan Guzman. Matthias Hurst. Sophia Jenkins. And Paige Mahalik. Please join me in recognizing our senior Alpha Scholars. Now let us turn our attention to the senior Beta Scholars. Beta Scholars, please come forward when your name is called. Let's all please hold our applause until the last senior Beta Scholar has been named. Brody Chadwick. George Francis. Amanda Graves. Emily Heck. Ryan Morley. Nathan Petrarco. Anna Stroup. Stephen Watts. And Jordan White. Please join me in congratulating our senior Bader Scholars. It's now my pleasure to introduce to you Max Stanger, a member of the W&J class of 2026. Max will perform Waltz, Opus 39, number 15 by Johannes Brahms.
Thank you, Max, for that beautiful performance. Good evening, everyone. My name is Melissa Cook, and I'm an Associate Dean for Academic Affairs and an Associate Professor of Communication. It is truly my pleasure to be able to celebrate your impressive achievements this evening. We now wish to recognize Junior Alpha Scholars. Alpha Scholars, please come forward to Dean Harding when your name is called. Hold your applause, if you don't mind, until the last Junior Alpha Scholar is named. Peyton Bailing. Peyton Bailing. I have to clap after I mess up the name. Thanks, Peyton. Michael Burke. Casey Campbell. Adeline Cherry. Samantha Coball. Victoria DeCesar. Devin Gowdy. Tyler Haxella. Connor Cass. Jillian Kratz. Jacob Sinclair. Neil Sullivan. Kalea Umali. Catherine Urban. Timothy Urban. Shane Young. Scott Zoss. And Madison Zeiler. Please join me in congratulating the Junior Alpha Scholars. Now let us recognize the Junior Beta Scholars. Please come forward when your name is called, and we'll hold our applause till the end. Mackenzie Adams. Dina Bailey. Madison Campbell. Cameron Cressy. Dante DiMatteo. John Klein. Ethan Marzulak. Taylor Newton. Congratulations. Eric Pastor. Brock Pennington. Ella Phillips. And Adriana Sacramento. Please join me in congratulating the Junior Beta Scholars. I am delighted to introduce Sophia Jenkins to you. Sophia is a senior Alpha Scholar from Southern Maryland with a double major in Communication Arts and Spanish and a double minor in Conflict and Resolution Studies and Psychology. She's also on the pre-legal track. Sophia is a 3-year loyal member of the women's lacrosse team and also a captain. I knew the young woman was a loyal W&J student and also a loyal W&J Capitals fan when even after I announced I was a Pittsburgh Penguins fan, she wore her jersey to the second class. I knew this was a strong woman, and I'm so honored that she's going to speak with you all this evening. She'll be speaking about how a liberal arts style education can benefit all students, and how students can use this style of education to their advantage as they begin to look beyond their undergraduate studies. Please welcome Sophia.
Good evening to President Knapp, W&J family, staff, and faculty. Thank you for attending our ceremony this evening. I want to thank all of the academic deans for inviting me to speak to you all today. We would not be at this ceremony without all of theirs and the entire faculty and staff support. I am here today to talk to you all about the power of liberal arts. When I was thinking of topics that can relate to all of our lives, going to a liberal arts college was the first idea that came to mind. I know we all chose a liberal arts college for different reasons, but I wanted to share with you my story because I think you might find some familiarity with it. The first career I remember wanting to be was a veterinarian. I loved animals, so I thought, why not? Then I realized that science was involved and thought, maybe not that one. Then I convinced myself that I was going to be a meteorologist because I loved the weather and I really wanted to be on TV. Then I came to the similar notion that, that also involves science, so maybe that's not for me. I wanted to figure out how I could do meteorology without the science, so the next logical career path for me was obviously a storm chaser. Needless to say, that did not happen. So I decided to pivot to the one thing that has been a constant throughout my life, sports. I wanted to be a sports newscaster next. I have been an athlete for as long as I can remember, growing up playing 3 sports a year in middle school and high school, as well as being a diehard fan for the Washington Capitals and Commanders. I have been playing lacrosse for 13 years, 3 of those years being a member of the women's lacrosse team here at W&J. Now I stand before you, and believe it or not, I'm on the pre-law track. I'm a double major in communication arts and Spanish and a double minor in conflict resolution studies and psychology. I know, it's a mouthful. So whenever I'm speaking to someone who does not go to W&J and they ask me what my major is, I say proudly, honestly, my major is liberal arts. I tell you this story because I have a feeling a lot of you can relate. Coming into college, I genuinely did not know what I wanted to do. That is why I explored as many lines of study as possible to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, and specifically what made me happy. This is the beauty of a liberal arts education, being able to forge your own path of study that conforms to your likes, your dislikes, and your abilities, while also leading you to achieve your postgraduate goals. This liberal arts college education helped me realize that I can combine my extracurricular interests and my academic interests by possibly pursuing a Juris Doctorate in sports and communication law. I was nervous when I was trying to find an undergraduate university to attend because I did not know what I wanted to major in. When I came to the realization that I wanted to pursue a career in law, at first I thought that meant I had to major in political science. But through the liberal arts style of education, I realized that wasn't necessarily the case. My major and minor combinations may seem slightly disconnected from the outside, but when I realized by going to W&J I was gifted the opportunity to create my own paths of study, I took it. I chose majors and minors that were interesting and enjoyable for me, and then soon after realized how applicable different majors and minors can be to the field of law, a perspective I would have not been able to see without this opportunity. My sister's a sophomore at a local public university, and whenever we're discussing scheduling, whenever that time of the semester comes around every year, I'm always saying things like, well, why don't you take a class in sports? You love sports. And she reminds me every time that she doesn't have the opportunity to take the wide range of classes that are offered and encouraged here at W&J. She's probably sick of me at this point, constantly talking about the different and interesting classes I get to take when she reminds me that I go to a liberal arts college. When I thought about this speech, I realized how strongly I feel about the power of a liberal arts education. I have seen through my own eyes the potential power that each of us have with our slowly growing, well-rounded foundation. We are all here today as proof that when we have the opportunity to choose our path, we can succeed. We took on the challenges that come with a liberal arts education and flourished within them. Some of us come to W&J thinking we wanted to be a psychiatrist, and now we are a communications major with a full-time job for after graduation. Others of us thought we wanted to go to medical school, but soon after realized their love for working in the lab and are now applying to PhD programs. Or you're like me and left behind an adrenaline-filled life of storm chasing to write contracts. Life comes at us fast. Being a part of a liberal arts community arms us with the tools to adapt to these changes and challenges. Whether those changes are within our minds, our academic standing, or changes in heart, we are given the opportunity to be equipped to handle them. With all of this possibility for greatness comes the part that falls on our shoulders, the drive to capture those opportunities. I want to encourage the sophomores and juniors in this room here tonight to take advantage of the opportunities that a liberal arts education presents to us. Add that extra minor in Latin American studies or in philosophy or in communication arts if it's interesting and enjoyable for you. Go stop into that professor's office and ask about that possible Magellan project, or even just to chat. Oh, and by the way, yes, I did end up taking that science class while I was here, and I ended up really enjoying it. Thanks, liberal arts. The possibilities at a liberal arts college are endless. We just have to go look for them. For my fellow seniors, our journey through a liberal arts undergraduate education is coming to an end faster than we may think. But this does not mean that our ability to learn more through the liberal arts approach or our opportunity to use these skills ends when we graduate. Being equipped with the holistic liberal arts approach means that we have the opportunity to have an advantage when we accept our first job or enter graduate school. We have the ability to take on more tasks and succeed. We have the ability to use our well-rounded knowledge base to provide different perspectives in a way that people who only studied one area of study might not be able to provide. Being a well-rounded, comprehensive individual is one of the most important characteristics of any successful being. Being a well-rounded, comprehensive individual who's also achieving higher grades, now that's something to be proud of. Let me end by thanking our family, friends, and classmates for joining us here tonight. We appreciate your constant support as we pursue our W&J education. I stand here before you today to encourage you to not let the liberal arts opportunities pass you by. Expand your horizons by chasing the areas of study that make you happy and that interest you, and you will continue to be a successful W&J student as well as a better human in general. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Sophia. Good evening, everyone. My name is Jennifer Harding, and I am a professor, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, and Professor of English. As is true for all of my colleagues, having the opportunity to work with all of you brings me great joy, and I'm happy to be here tonight. You are the ones that make our work easy. None of you would be here tonight without having dedication, maturity, and a strong work ethic. We're all very proud of you. And now, we wish to recognize the sophomore Alpha Scholars. Alpha Scholars, please come forward to Dean McCracken when your name is called. Please hold your applause until the last sophomore Alpha Scholar is named. Karis Allen. Gianna Baker. Courtney Bordley. Maya Belinda. Jennifer Booth. Rhiannon Boyle. Mia Condosta. Riley Davis. Isabel Fiore. Kelsey Irons. Linnea Johansson. Caden Kim. Chloe Locastro. Sophia Maestra. Alexander Maslow. Cameron Moss. Gianna Mascaro. Abigail Rogers. Lillian Shepis. John Schultes. Ashley Timer. Please join me in congratulating the sophomore Alpha Scholars. Now let us recognize the sophomore Beta Scholars. Beta Scholars, please come forward when your name is called. Please hold your applause until the last sophomore Beta Scholar is named. Courtney Byers. Philip Sestaro. Victoria DeVere. Patrick Dugan. Alex Dewing. Alyssa Fellebaum. Lily Gearing. Maria Gillis. Anjali Jane. Trinity Manano. Kesiolua Ogundanpie. Maria Paluda. John Radilla. Jack Sacco. Mackenzie Schmeltz. Benjamin Schuler. Sydney Spack. Lauren T. Kelly. Audrey Wood. Please join me in congratulating the sophomore Beta Scholars.
Let me add my congratulations in addition to the well-deserved applause you've already received. And let me also express my thanks to your family members and parents who've joined us, not only in this room, but on the live stream this evening. It means a lot to us to know that our students have your support in so many ways, and we can't minimize the fact that their success is very much a product of the undergirding of care and support that all of you provide to them. So thank you for joining us for this very important occasion this evening. I also want to express thanks to Max and Sophia for enriching our evening this evening. And then students, I think you may recall, hopefully, that when I spoke with you at your orientation in this very room, I challenged you at that time to try to exceed your own expectations of yourselves. And my guess is that that's exactly what many of you have been doing and are continuing to do. And I'm very proud of you, as we all are here at the college. I would even say that now that you've proven it to yourselves, keep it going. Some of you for just another semester or two, and others for a little longer, but you're on a roll. Keep it up. Now, as good liberal arts students, you have studied the wisdom of the ages. You've learned from the great sages and philosophers over time. And one that comes to mind this evening, who predates all of you, is the great philosopher Justin Timberlake, who said, you're not meant to do what's easy, you're meant to challenge yourself. I think that's pretty good advice, and I encourage you to do that and to keep it up. So before we adjourn to go to the Tech Center this evening for a reception and celebration, let's all join together one more time in congratulating all of our honorees this evening.